Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Banishers.
Despite the fact that this is a single-player game, here you will play as a ghost hunter couple who vow to protect the living from the threat of lingering ghosts and specters. In a disastrous last mission, the woman was fatally wounded, becoming one of the spirits. So in the haunted wilds of North America, the couple desperately searches for a way to liberate her from the curse. Basically, the game copies the main aspect of The Witcher. You hunt monsters as your main profession, although the gameplay is more similar to God of War. So in the process, you will immerse yourself in a beautiful story between two fated lovers. As Banishers, you will enter the lives of simple communities and solve haunting cases in a mythical, lore-rich world plagued with supernatural creatures and ancient secrets. Sounds cool, and the general public mainly agrees by giving it above 80% positive review score. Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks. So let's start with the fact that it's time for you to subscribe. Just do it. And if you like Warhammer, Mario Kart, Death Race and, I guess, World of Tanks, this is something that may lock in your attention. In this online PvP game you will drive ferocious vehicles equipped with powerful weapons and abilities into a full-throttle battle to the death. Here you can choose from various classes of machines, including buggies, tanks and support wagons, each with unique abilities, weapons and playstyle. You will race the war-torn maps in 2 8-player team battles against each other, or drive around freely in any map and create custom races. The game has a very positive review score, and the downside is that on a casual day there may not be enough players to fill the lobby quickly, or if honestly at all, but I guess today it's not that day. Drive fast and be deadly. A Juggler's Tale. In this cinematic adventure you will lead Abby, the string puppet, through a grim but beautiful fairy tale world. You will have to solve riddles, evade traps and run from various evil stuff on the way to find freedom. The game has specific mechanics, as you can see, and that creates unique puzzles you will have to solve. Well, not necessarily. You will definitely try to solve them, but honestly that is a matter of your IQ, so make sure you have one. You will have to find your way around obstacles, cross raging rivers, sneak through bandit camps and make it past dangerous traps, and in the process find out what it takes to truly break free from all strings attached. I guess there is a pun intended here. People who play the game are saying that A Juggler's Tale is a short, unique and beautiful game. There is no doubt that you will like it if you enjoy platformer genre in general. For example, on Steam it has around 90% of positive reviews, so if you like unique platformers, it's definitely a good choice. If you are in doubt, you can try it by playing a free demo version. Curse of the Dead Gods. This game is obviously oriented for the fans of Hades, or as one commentator on Steam said, Curse of the Dead Gods plays as Hades and looks like Darkest Dungeon. Honestly, it's a fair comparison. So in this game you will seek untold riches, eternal life and divine powers. It will lead you to this accursed temple, a seemingly infinite labyrinth of bottomless pits, deadly traps and monsters. Well, the rest is self-explanatory. The game also introduces a cool mechanic of unique curses. They influence each attempt, putting a twist on every action. Although keep one thing in mind, you will have to parry a lot, and that Souls-like mechanic sometimes is very annoying. Otherwise, it's a great game. 86% of reviews on Steam are positive. Void Crew. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. The game has a very positive review score on Steam and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies, or, with your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. People on Steam are saying that everyone has a job to do on the ship, and with every update the game seems to be getting better and better. Also, Void Crew will break your friendships, but it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends. Not yours though. The Pathless. This is a perfect game for fans of Journey and Abzu, although with a tiny bit of more action implemented. Here you will become the Hunter, a master archer who travels to a mystical island to dispel a curse of darkness that grips the world. Soar through the air and forge a connection with your eagle companion. Perform fluid acrobatics and execute awesome trick shots with a unique archery system that allows effortless shooting while moving at high speeds. The evil won't rest until the world is destroyed, so what are you waiting for? And now I know that you are concerned about the most important thing. Can you pet the bird? And yes, you can, so it's automatically a good game. Also, it has very positive review score on Steam. Jurassic World Evolution 2. Here you can build your very own Jurassic Park just like in the first part, but a bit more beautiful, fancier and a bit better. You know that number at the end of the game's name has to mean something, and it means more species of dinosaurs as well, like at least 2. So at first it's all about fun, interesting creatures and happy customers, until some brown substance from the bottom of Beerosaurus hits the fan. And by that I mean that life always finds the way, and that is kinda the opposite of life for everyone else in your park. You may think that the raptors will escape the cage and will start feasting on your customers, but the reality is way more cruel. There's almost no way that the first human eaten in your beautiful park by a potato raptor would be just a terrible accident. You know, the fault of cheap fence or stupid worker forgetting to close the gates. Nah, it will be you. You will save the game and then let the creatures go. Because after a while you will get bored.
And only blood can entertain you.
Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicus. Take control of one of the most technologically advanced armies in the Imperium, the Adeptus Mechanicus. Here you lead the expedition on the newly rediscovered planet and will try to seize the power. You can customize your team, manage resources, discover long-forgotten tech and control your tech priests every move. People on Steam are saying that this game is highly addictive, well-written and can be appealing not only for Warhammer fans but also for simple folk that never even heard the word. I doubt the last one, but it's really hard to find any negative feedback. More than 90% of the reviews are positive, so really close to overwhelmingly positive title. Risk of Rain 2. Everyone who played Risk of Rain 2 can agree on one thing: it plays way better than it looks, meaning that everything you are seeing now to you looks like a graphic gibberish of some sort, but if you take control of the hero, everything changes immediately. The game has 96% of positive reviews left by hundreds of thousands of players who bought the game. You can't argue with that. So here you'll fight your way to the final boss and escape, or continue your run indefinitely to see how long you can survive. A unique scaling system means that both you and your foes limitlessly increase in power over the course of the game. People on Steam are talking that Risk of Rain 2 is a bit unfriendly for new players. It will take time for you to adapt, so be prepared for that. It won't guide you by your hand or penis. SOULCALIBUR 6. A fighter game where you can control Geralt the Witcher should definitely catch your attention. If you like to beat your friends, it's a bad habit, you should stop. Better beat them in this game, which has very positive reviews on Steam, so expect to have a great time together. For example, some guy said that SOULCALIBUR 6 is everything he wanted Tekken 7 to be, so here you will get a full assortment of single-player modes and all new battle mechanics. But beware, according to one Steam user, there is no voice chat on multiplayer, so the game is just not the same without all that toxic rage. But nevertheless, just pick Geralt and kick some ass in silence. Warhammer 40k Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. A nice title for turn-based game lovers. Here you will lead humanity's greatest weapon, the Grey Knights, against the corrupting forces of chaos in this brutal and fast-paced RPG. Yeah, somehow turn-based can be fast-paced as well.
Deal with it.
So here you will root out and put a stop to an insidious plot to infect the galaxy with a bloom, an intergalactic cosmic plague capable of rotting worlds into oblivion. Armored with fate, shielded by devotion, your company's very existence is rooted in mystery and forced with mind wipes and executions. You will experience life in the 41st millennium and follow the journey of these elite warriors in a narrative-driven gameplay. Planet Zoo. Remember when you were a child and in a zoo you saw some dumb animal and then you said something like,
I want that, I wish I could keep it.
and then your mother just slapped you and said,
It's a lion, it would eat you.
and you were like,
No, I don't think so.
yeah, kids are dumb, but the point of this story is that now you can keep a lion, and giraffe, crocodile and elephant, and not one but as many as you want. And the funny thing is that you are just as unsuitable to keep them now as it was back then when you were a kid. All your animals would get sick and die, or they will die because you'll forget to feed them or give them more cosmos. Well, I mean space. And it's a fun game if you are ready not to cry over imaginary animals and their imaginary deaths. Base game itself is very cheap, but it has like 8 or 9 DLCs, so it will suck your wallet dry. Be careful. Galacticare. Here you will become director of your own interstellar healthcare company and cure the weirdest diseases of the galaxy. You will design, furnish and upgrade your hospital, hire doctors with distinct traits and backgrounds, and try not to kill anyone with weird experiments. And your patients come in all shapes and sizes, from miniature lemurs to entire planets. You know, what to do if Solaris has a cold or something? It's for you to find out, and that is not always a very easy task. So to be sure, ask your parents if they are not siblings before diving into this adventure. Anyway, here you will provide healthcare for musical festivals, deep space prisons, communal space farms and industrial disasters. Or you can go wild in a sandbox mode. You will have to develop your relationship with each species and earn rewards from their cultures. In my opinion, the game is a bit underrated. You know, like your virginity saves you from paying alimonies left and right. And I'm sorry, that time with the priest doesn't count. What remains of Edith Finch? Overwhelmingly positive review score should grab your attention. 17-year-old Edith Finch is the last surviving member of the eccentric Finch family. All of her closest relatives and family have died violently at a young age, leading to rumors about a family curse. Now she's on her way to her Finch mansion, a bizarre ramshackle building hidden deep within the forests of the state of Washington. Once there, she intends to research her family's history and learn the truth behind the alleged curse. While this can sound like a horror game, it's actually just a tale about one family that is more interesting than your family or mine. People are saying that this is more than just a game, it is a unique form of art. Sherlock Holmes, Chapter 1. Here you as a young Sherlock Holmes will struggle to prove yourself as you navigate an exotic, dangerous island. Deep within the Mediterranean, you will investigate the mystery of your mother's death. Your legacy is written by the decisions you make. Deception, violence and deduction are just a few resources in your arsenal. Whether you choose brute force to solve your problems or stay one step ahead of your enemies by using your wits to spot vulnerabilities, you decide what each situation demands as you hone your investigative skills. It's time to confront your past so you can become the legend you are destined to be. People on Steam are saying that this is a great game, although many are complaining that the open world part is an overkill. You know, running vast distances from one object to another feels a bit like a fetch quest. Nevertheless, it still has around 80% of positive review score on Steam, so put it into your wishlist and wait for a sale. House Flipper. Don't get me wrong, but I think that everyone should play this game. Not because it is immensely fun, well it is, but because you will get so much knowledge on the renovation, design and even how to use tools. For example, at which end to hold the hammer, at which end to hold the nail, at which, well, you got the point. So here you learn about materials, colors, tools and how to make them work together to create wonderful houses, rooms and even bomb shelters. Regardless if you plan to create the house of your dreams, help the residents with their renovation, or feel the need to smack some walls, House Flipper is a perfect game for that. But as I've said before, especially for the knowledge. The game is relaxing and some even say stress relieving, so don't think twice, the price is really nice. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Here you'll fight enemies of mankind as Lieutenant Titus and slay hundreds or even thousands of evil tyrannids. And they look something like Zerg from StarCraft, you know, insectoid monsters of some sort. And yeah, tyrannids for the first time were mentioned in 1987, a long time before StarCraft, so similarities are the other way around. Anyway, here you are a Space Marine, a warrior of unimaginable power. Here it is so satisfying to hack and slash, dice and slice, it is very hard to stop playing. You know, here the game lets you actually feel the might of your character. If in Dark Souls you had Space Marine instead of Dark Souls protagonist, even your grandma could beat it. Well, you could be the hardest boss of any Dark Souls game, to be honest. That's how strong and cool your hero in Space Marine is. Well, you will still die occasionally, but that won't ruin the mood. You know what can ruin the mood here? Locked cosmetics that you can't unlock just by playing casually. Anyway, a very positive review score is here for a reason. So let's kill some Zerg for the Emperor. I mean Tyranids, I swear. Solar Ash. Some of you may know the game named Hyperlight Drifter, so Solar Ash is another game from these creators. Here you lose yourself in a high-speed, gravity-bending world. Set in a surreal dreamscape filled with long-abandoned ruins of mysterious civilizations, you will take the role of a Void Runner, determined to stop at nothing to save your planet. You will fight through hordes of creepy creatures, grind rails, and grapple to wild heights in attempts to take down enormous bosses. People on Steam are saying that this is a fantastic platformer with unique gameplay and easy-to-learn mechanics. Very positive review score confirms that with ease. Endzone, a world apart. A group of terrorists blew up nuclear power plants around the globe and plunged the world into chaos. Only a few were able to escape into underground facilities called the Endzones. Well, in the real world, if that happened, it would suck, but it wouldn't be a civilization-ending event. Anyway, this is a game. 150 years later, mankind returns to the surface and, surprise, surprise, under your command. So, poor humanity is doomed. I'm sorry, no offense. Okay, a little offense. Here, in an extremely hostile environment, full of radioactivity, contaminated rain and vicious climate change, you will have to prove your worth as a leader.
Good luck with that.
So you will have to build a settlement, gather and refine resources, send expeditions to forgotten places, and much more. People on Steam are talking that the game is really fun if you like city builders, but it has complex UI system and the lore part is really weak. Also, the game is really hard. Anyway, 77% of players who try the Endzone are recommending this game for you. Call of Cthulhu. The year is 1924 and here you will take on the role of a private detective. But instead of catching cheating husbands and wives, you must do a bit more serious job. So you are sent to investigate the death of a well-known family on a remote island. What could go wrong? Yeah, you will probably meet some strange creatures, experience weird science and even come face to face with a creepy cult. I mean, what else is there to do when you spend your time on an isolated island? Knit socks? Repaint the fences? Make potato salad? Although I doubt that you could find the best quality doctor's sausage here.
I am so bored. Yeah, me too. Let's join a cult.
But if you think about it, honestly, if the people of the island would do some sock knitting and repainting the fences for fun, maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't need to join a sinister cult for fun. Some food for thought. Anyways, people are saying that the story of the game is very interesting, engaging and spooky. But Call of Cthulhu doesn't let you explore much. It is more focused on nice cutscenes and it does feel more like an adventure game. Sherlock Holmes, The Awakened. If you like Sherlock Holmes and Lovecraftian stuff, this may be your spoon of potato salad. Here you become Sherlock Holmes and find yourself at the heart of terrifying Cthulhu mythos as you investigate a series of mysterious disappearances in Europe and the United States. Those are apparently linked to a dark cult that worships an ancient god. Whatever their plan is, you must put a stop to it, or, you know, face unspeakable consequences. Yeah, all that sounds nice, but can I join the cult? Can I worship the ancient god as well? You know, what if Sherlock decided that his life of investigations is boring and being a servant for a Dagon himself is a more fulfilling experience? I doubt that, but it would be nice if you could actually choose the unexpected way. Warhammer 40k Boltgun. Here, without any hesitation, load up your gun and plunge into battle. You will experience a perfect blend of Warhammer FPS gameplay and the stylish visuals of your favorite 90s retro shooters. You will play a battle-hardened Space Marine on a perilous mission across the galaxy as you fight against the Chaos Space Marines and demons. This boomer shooter style, well known from the games like Classic Doom, Duke Nukem or Heretic, is a real treat for older dudes like me, and also for a younger generation who wants to experience glory and feel like a true combat god, or goddess, or something in between. Whatever you are, you will rock this. People on Steam are saying that the game doesn't offer a lot of replayability, but the level of entertainment it provides is massive. Although, not as massive as your mama.
And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and don't forget to subscribe. It's good for you.